I'm back and I'm here to talk about a really nasty subject. It's very uncomfortable, but I think people need to know a little bit more about it before they judge people. I am at the moment going through IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. Now, a lot of people have misconceptions on what that actually means. Irritable bowel syndrome is a syndrome. It does basically over control your life. So, my irritable bowel syndrome is caused by eating foods that don't agree with my body, which then reacts where my stomach will bloat. So I feel like a pregnant woman for like 3 or 4 hours. And then on the left hand side, underneath my rib cage, I'll get a stabbing pain that will literally go throughout the day. Now, sometimes the stabbing pain is like not that bad, where I'll just ignore it, where other days I'll stand up and I won't be able to stand for much longer because of it. There's other days where it will be so painful that I would literally have to vomit because it is that painful. So that's basically this what it actually is for me. Now, when I first discovered irritable bowel syndrome, I didn't know what I had. In fact, I felt like there was no answers. I was doing every test under the sun. I went to 3 doctors, each telling me, we don't know what's wrong with you. That's the worst thing I think about IBS is you can't actually get a test and it to be going, yeah, that's what you've got. You just have the symptoms. So you basically go through every test under the sun. So I did absolutely everything, x-rays to everything, cameras down my throat, and each time it'd be disheartening because I'd get the results back and they'll say, you know what, we don't know what's wrong with you. You have nothing wrong. You're healthy. And it's like, I like how you think that I am healthy when I am not. I am not healthy, so don't tell me that. So it was really hard, when I first started going to a doctor and telling him about my sharp side pains. He thought maybe it's got to do with my stomach clenching up because of stress, anxiety, and depression. So he thought he could put me on depression pills, and I basically told him, how can I be depressed? I'm 22, I own a house, I have a full-time job, and I'm about to be married in that was 1 year, to go. How can you tell me I'm depressed? I am not depressed. And it was really hard trying to explain that to him, and he just kept fighting the fact, I think you have depression. And it's like, no, I know if I'm depressed. I am not depressed at all. And I wasn't in denial because I've been down that road before and I know what it feels like to be depressed. But this is not me now, and it was hard trying to tell someone that's professional to be like, you know what, you don't know what you're talking about. So I went to a second doctor to get an opinion, and the doctor was like, I think because you're young, there's something definitely wrong with you if you're constantly sick, and, I feel sorry for you. I think there's something deep down. Why don't we try Colofact? Now, what Colofact is a medication that helps move the bowels. Because my bowels don't move. So when I go to the toilet, I get stuck there and it doesn't want to move around like everyone else is. So I get a sharp pain there. So I went and took Colofact, which is a daily tablet I take, which has helped me a lot. He told me it's not basically something that will help it, it won't be a cure, but it's something to slightly decrease the constipation. So that was great. I then went back to my other doctor and I said, this is what the second doctor's saying. I'm not depressed. And I was so proud to be like, you know what? No, I'm not depressed. And he was like, yeah, okay, I completely understand. I think there's something else going on. Why don't you go see a pain specialist? Unfortunately for a pain specialist, where I live, it's not that far away, but they are completely booked for months. So I had to wait a very, very, very long time to see the pain specialist. In that time, I was basically trying to figure out myself. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with me. I didn't know what was going on. So, you know what I did? I self-diagnosed myself on the internet, and that's the worst thing you can do. Because when I went to my doctor, I was so thought that I had, like, something crazy like cancer or Crohn's disease or all these different diseases that I thought I might have. But, like, I was so irritated at the doctors because I had no answers. So it was like, let's self-diagnose myself. Worst thing you can possibly do never do it. So I got in trouble when I went to the doctor because he was like, how dare you self-diagnose yourself? And it's like, well, you know, when you don't get help, you've got to kind of seek help. And yeah, kind of made me feel like I had like all these viruses that are going to kill me. And apparently it's not like that. So he's basically laughed at me and told me, don't ever self-diagnose yourself. Let's wait to see what the pain specialist has to say. So in that time, I did get very sick where my pain was worse. Like, I literally would get out of the shower and I'd fall down to the ground. I couldn't walk. I'd go to the bed and be in that much pain. I couldn't move out of bed. So there was times where I'd faint in the shower because of the pain. There's all sorts of things that were happening. And so one day when it was really bad, I went straight to the hospital. And the doctor there, he was such an intelligent man. He gave me a painkiller called Endone. Now, what Endone is one of the strongest painkillers out in the market. And what is the result of Endone? It gives you constipation. Yeah. So, unfortunately, with bad advice from the doctor at the hospital, who I trusted, I was taking Endone for a very long time. Now, Endone stops you from driving, which I didn't know. Endone stops and makes you fall asleep and makes you really tired and drowsy all the time, which I didn't know. So for about a month, here I am taking Endone. My bowels are... And I thought I believed in the hospital system, and people actually that are called doctors know what they're talking about when someone comes in and says they have side pains and they're constipated. Great job, doctor! He basically destroyed the colifac journey. For me, he sort of just like destroyed the bowel. So instead of being constipated, I was extremely constipated. So for about 2 or 3 weeks, I was taking laxatives to try and get my body going again. And that sucked because, you know, it was really irritating that someone that's meant to help people actually made what I had even worse. So I feel like he definitely wasn't a qualified doctor and he shouldn't have given me that. I then went back to work and tried to live a normal life, but every now and again, because I didn't know what triggered my body, I didn't know what was going on, I didn't know what was happening, so I was still eating food that I normally ate, and each time I'd constantly get sick. I would get a reaction. My body was like going through this like struggle, and it was really annoying. And yeah, I then went finally to see the pain specialist. The best day of my life. I was like, oh my god, the day has come. And he's like looking around. He's like, you look great. You look positive. You know, you seem fantastic. What I think you have is irritable bowel syndrome, and I think that you need to go see a psychiatrist just to go through the emotions of you missing work a lot and how it feels to live with this illness. I then want you to go see a gut specialist, and she will help you with your gut, you know, which I was doing. And basically with that, I went to the psychiatrist, and she's fantastic, to talk about how it is to have irritable bowel syndrome and the effects that it has on other people and the misunderstanding that people have. One of the misunderstandings that I think people have is they think that, I'll just have a day off, or I don't want to come see you today, I feel like laying in bed. Says no 22-year-old ever. I'd rather go out and live my normal life than be in bed. Just saying. People don't understand. I'm not a bludger. I hate bludging. I find bludging really irritating. I'm not someone that just gives up and says, I'm not going to go to work today, or I'm not going to go to see a friend today just because life's too hard. No, like, I will only call out and not do something if I'm in really, really bad shape, which is very often with this illness, because there's days where I literally can't go from the toilet to my bedroom, and that's not far away from where I'm sitting right now. It's not far at all. And it's hard, and people don't understand that. No, I'm not eating something and putting it in my stomach and going, you know what, this is gonna make me sick, I'm gonna eat it anyway. No, I don't do that. I eat what I can. I eat what doesn't react to me, and it seems like anything that I have on that do eat column does have a reaction to me sometimes. So I might feel like I'm playing safe, but I'm not. I have stayed away from a lot of foods. I know that trigger my body completely, definitely. And on days off where I don't have work, I do try and experiment. I do try and, see what else is out there for me to eat. Because at the moment, my diary of food at the moment is eggs. Bacon seems to be okay with my body. Some bread. I can't drink milk. I am drinking water with like stuff in it to try and get my body moving. I have herbal tea. I have a banana. I have an apple. That's basically it. For dinner, I try a steak with some simple salad, nothing like over extreme. I have a quiche pie. So quiche with bacon and eggs seems to be no trigger. So I do eat a lot of that. But that's basically all I can eat at the moment. So I am losing weight. I am very skinny. And as though people are like, yay, skinny. I don't like being skinny. I can feel my collarbone. And that's not great. That feels like I'm anorexic. So I am at the moment trying to put on weight to be a healthy bride. I only have like I think it's like 3 months to go until I get married. So I would like this to be cured by then, but I know it probably won't. People don't understand that there's no time frame. I can't put pressure on myself to have a time frame and say, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to be fantastic. I'm going to be cured, because unfortunately that's not going to be likely. I can't put pressure on myself to give myself a time frame. It happens and it will be cured when it gets cured, and it's just about trial and error at the moment. And the best thing I need right now is support, and I need a good support network, and I need people that understand how it is to live in my body at this particular time in my life. And support is one of the biggest things I need, because without support, if someone is not being supportive, it definitely mucks up my brain. It makes me feel like, this is all my fault, and I'm meant to be positive right now. I'm meant to be positively thinking everything's going to be okay. And when people put opinions around me about who I am and what I'm doing, it makes things quite hard, because I have to be positive, because if I don't, this pain gets worse. So, people have asked me, can you hold down a full-time job with this illness? Can you still have your house? Can you get married? Like, are you going to be okay on your wedding day? And it's like, you know what? I'm doing the best I can at this very point in time. I'm only on the start of this journey. So for me to say right now, you know what, I can't work a full-time job, it's too early to tell yet. I think that I can push through this. I don't think it's something to let go of my dreams, especially being in the job I have. Since I was a little girl, and I'm sure people will know this, my close family and friends, I have always dreamt of being a resort receptionist, and I have built my way up since I think I started resorting in like 16, 17 years old, and when I got my job, I was over the moon. I was so ecstatic because that was my dream. My dream was become a resort receptionist, and I think I do a good damn job of it, and I think I'm very good at it, and I don't think it's something that I need to throw away because of an illness. And this illness does impact a team. It does definitely impact, and people are always going to have different opinions on my sickness at work, but if I quit one job and go to the next job, it's going to be the same thing. And if I go part-time or casual, I mean, who says I'm not going to be sick on a part-time job and on the days that I am at work? Like, I don't know, people are very quick to judge and think that I should just stop life, and that's not how you are to deal with irritable bowel syndrome. You can't just stop your life. You can't just say, you know what, I quit everything, let's just deal with my illness, because you can't just do that. Your life has to go on. You need to go on. You can't let this illness affect absolutely everything. And trust me, it has its way of doing that, but you can't let it. And that's something that I've learned. People are always going to have mixed reviews. Everyone is, because people don't know. And people, unless you feel it yourself, people don't understand how it is to be in this situation. People are very self-minded. They think about themselves and how it affects them. They don't actually think about the person inside the illness and their day-to-day struggles. So my day-to-day struggle is basically, I wish I had a toilet or an aquarium or something in my toilet, because it gets very boring to be sitting on it, and there's only so much phone battery and so much Facebook that you can look at while being on the toilet for hours each day. So I wish I had a TV in my bathroom at times, because I swear to God, I go insane just sitting there. Yeah, so I've made this video to basically inform people of my journey. I'll keep everyone regular updates. I think this is going to be like an ongoing blog, because I think that people do need to seek advice from other people going through this. I want people to know they're not alone. If you have IBS, you definitely aren't alone. There's a lot of us out there. It's just not well known. And also to my friends, family, co-workers, to see my journey, to see my excitement, my joys, my lows, my highs. And, people will judge me. It's obviously, this is a very personal thing, but I feel like I can do good from this. I feel like going through this will help a lot of people, and sharing my story might just touch one person and make them feel like they aren't alone. So I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll keep you updated. My next vlog will probably be during the week when I go see my gut specialist, who I've been waiting to see for a very long time. So hopefully she has some positive things to say and get me on this FODMAP diet. I've heard it is quite hard to stick with, so I'll be interested to see what she has to say. So till then, IBS people, keep your head up. Things are going to be okay, and I hope that my family and friends keep being supportive. Thank you.